Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. I appreciate it. This is actually a Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 1 Extra. This is the first extra for the season. You can see in the background we have Lisa and her current boyfriend, Jody. And this is an article that I found on AOL. It says Lisa Hochstein is clearing the air after fans speculated whether her boyfriend, Jody Glidden, was up to something illicit in the Real Housewives of Miami Season 7 premiere. Now, that is from the article that I found, and there is actually a mention of it in my review. If you haven't seen that review yet, please be Team Replay and go ahead, check out the review because I noticed during the episode I'll go ahead and finish reading the article. And then when you see the review, you'll see that we caught that during the episode. During the Wednesday, June 11th episode of the Bravo reality show, Lisa, 42, threw a birthday party for Jody at their abode. At one point, Jody asked the pal whether he wanted to join him in the bedroom for a shot and some AC. The pair were then seen entering another room and closing the door, prompting unfounded speculation that AC may have been a code word for cocaína, but they actually say what it is in the article. Responding to one such Instagram post on Thursday, June 12th, Lisa commented, "I can't believe I have to address such ridiculous rumors, but last night's RHOM episode was a gross misrepresentation of what actually happened and manipulated editing." So this is just my comments on that. In record time, Lisa has blamed the editing. I didn't think she'd be the first one to do that. I would have think it would be Ms. Larsa, but I'm gonna stay off Ms. Larsa for this little quick extra because we're talking about Lisa. Lisa, you down bad. I called it out in the episode. I don't think it looked good. That's just my side. I'll go back to the article. Jody and our non-cast friends were hanging out in our primary suite and lounge area, which we use as a common space with friends and family. They were not crowded in some solitary bathroom. Our friends did not want to be filmed, so they sought out privacy in our hangout spot, she continued. Any implication beyond that reality is completely false and upsetting. And for the record, AC equals air conditioning, something essential in Miami. Here's my side again. We know that AC is generally short for air conditioning, but air conditioning, in my opinion, would be all over the condo. You have 6,000 square feet. You're paying $32,000 a month in rent, as what we were shown on this episode. And I can't believe they would just have it in certain rooms, or maybe you had one of those air conditioning units per window. Come on, Lisa. And Lisa's one of my faves, but we have to call the thing a thing. Jody also weighed in with his own comment. Sigh, I live in Miami and I'm a grown man. If I were doing that, who cares? It's probably a safe assumption for 50% of Miami. It just happens that I'm a fitness fanatic that barely even drinks, he wrote. Okay, Jody is doing a lot right there. So he's going to actually cast aspersions on 50% of Miami because he is shown on TV asking people to go to another room for a shot and some AC. And then also production let us hear while he was in there saying, is that good? Is it good? And I said at the time, what is Jody talking about? And what are they doing behind the locked door? And production keyed in on the locked door. So back to the article. Jody said he doesn't particularly like being on camera, nor do some of his friends. So he hosted additional pals in a separate room during the birthday party. You will also notice that they're barely in the background after they enter. Most immediately go in with all our friends to my other living room that's in my master suite and stay there, he explained. It's not some little bathroom. It's a whole other birthday. And none of us want to hang around in the 95-degree living room with wide open doors when there's a whole other birthday party in my master suite with working AC. Okay, here's my commentary on that. If they had the doors open and it was warmer in the living room, I could see that. But I don't know why he had to preface all of that with 50% of Miami and him being a fitness fanatic. And I don't buy that he doesn't like the camera. You could watch him at their last reunion for season 6 and then also watch him even during episode 1. Jody doesn't seem shy about the cameras. Okay, back to the article. Production already said the scene wasn't meant to imply that and that it was added just to explain why I wasn't in the room during the argument, Jody continued, referring to an argument between Lisa and co-star Larsa Pippen. Spoiler, I'm barely ever in any group scenes because this isn't my thing. I'm there to support Lisa, not get pulled into chaos. I'm not a cast member and I have a daughter. So I think the drama should be centered around those that want to be there. Jody concluded his post. Okay, Jody and Lisa did speak on the incident that occurred and was aired on the episode, but the title of the article, Real Housewives of Miami's Lisa Hochstein boyfriend Joey Glidden shut down ridiculous cocaína claims. I don't know if they shut it down, but they actually were able to put in a little bit more of their view on the way that it was shown. But as far as blaming editing, I don't know about that, Lisa. You're going to have to do a little bit better than that. You're going to have to come with a little more. But again, that was the first extra. This was just a little short aside to what happened during the episode. We see that Larsa was mentioned. I forgot that there was one more thing that actually caused Larsa to jump up. She was already cursing Lisa out, but caused her to jump up and leave the party, even after Lisa repeatedly asked her to leave. She didn't want to. Lisa ended up saying to Larsa, "We know, everybody knows what you are. We know what you are." And that's when Larsa continued to call Lisa a bee, call her a drunk, tell her she was stupid, all kind of stuff. So what is Larsa? What's Lisa alluding to about Larsa? I'm sure we'll see more during the season. But this was a pretty good first episode. If you haven't watched my review, please do so. Jody Glidden, get it together. Lisa's going through a divorce and she has 50% custody of her children. And Lisa, you should know better than that. And if these are friends that are part of that 50% of Miami that Jody's alluding to, they probably don't need to be over there where the kids are going to be there. But this was a good episode. Go back and watch it. It's a Peacock show, a Bravo show, and YouTube also has season 7, episode 1. Thank you for stopping Sandra P's Gen Extra for my extra on season 7. Goodbye.